Hello everyone, George Packard, Family Lawn and Landscape. We're going to be dealing with dethatching and overseeding of some bad areas in the lawn. And so, that being said, let's get right to it. Here's how this works. You drop your seed in here, okay? As your seed's in there and you drop it on the ground, behind it is a series of knives, which I'd love to show you. Here, Cole, could you videotape that? Because clearly, you might struggle with such a task. Now, you see those knives under there? Okay, those knives will cut little slits in the ground, and what they do, it's like them little legs just a kicking. Those little things are just going to chop away like this. So when it drops the seed out, and here's your seed adjustment is up here. This adjusts, how much you want to come out of there. Then these things slice it, knock it into the ground. They cut little slits in the ground and help bury it. So therefore, when you go over this lawn with a mower, if you were to just take the seed right now and spread it over the lawn like that, as soon as you come with your mower, you're going to blow that seed all over the place, right? Well, this actually slices up the ground so that it pounds that seed into the ground so they can continue to mow over this area, and our grass seed is not going to disappear. It's going to stay in the ground and start growing. Let me show you the bad areas of the lawn. Take this. I got a good view from up here. These are lawns that you want to overseed. So things have happened that have caused the lawn to die off over the years. A lot of times thatch buildup or some sort of disease or insect or something like that. So in this case, what we're going to try to do right off the bat, we address the weeds, we kill the weeds. Now we're going to come back in here, we're going to work up all these areas here. This whole lawn area is going to be overseeded, and we're also going to do some work on that lawn. That being said, now let's go over to the area where we can get started on this project. Okay, so now we're at the spot where we've got this classing overseeder, okay? Some people call them a slit seeder also because of the knives. They cut slits in the ground. So I'm going to show you just how everything is adjusted on this, all right? So for now, the grass seed adjustment is up here, okay? If you look at this, it's all the way from 0 up to 3 up in here. So I can open this up. And if you look down in this hole right here, you'll see, if you can see the grass down there on the bottom. And otherwise I can shut it, open it up, shut it. That way you guys can see the actual slits that come out. That way, I don't know if you can see that down in there or not, but there's the area I'm talking about. Open and close it. And then, now, you saw the knives, you know what goes on. Now here's the adjustment for that. So when you're doing this, you don't want to set it too low. So right now, I've already tested this. I know where it needs to be, but I'm going to show you guys how to go about it. This is all the way up. I'm going to start this machine and I'm going to move it forward so you can see it does nothing. Then I'm going to show you what's about the right adjustment and what's the wrong adjustment for this thing, okay? So, according to the way I do things anyway. So now, turn this on. All right. Now I'm just going to move forward with it, not even barely touching the ground. Almost be pulling you along as you go. So we'll go. Okay, now take a look at this. Alright, here's a good example. Look right back in here. See how there's slits in this? Okay? This is how we want it. Those slits are about 1/2 inch deep. That will allow my seed to get in there, and then as we get the rains and whatnot, this will all cover up. And those blades are actually going to help cover the seeds as they cut. This is perfect. Now if you go any more than that, I'll go down one more notch. So now if you look at this, it's kind of a mess, but it's not bad. That's not a bad setting right there because it covers your seat up as you go and it pulls you along. I like that setup right there. This is what it's going to look like. You're going to have some thatch on top here when you're done, which is fine. We want it to pull that stuff out of there. Seat's going to drop in the hole and it's going to help cover it with the dirt as we go along. So now our setting's about right there. If you get that to machine to where it just barely pulls you along, that's what you want. You don't want to have to be pushing this. If you're pushing it, your control depth is not deep enough. Okay? Hopefully that'll make sense to you. All right, I'm using sun and shade mix here today. The reason being is because this also has water guard in it. It helps with the seed. But see how you have these trees up here? They're providing a lot of shade on this lawn. Perfect example of what this lawn's going to look like all day long. If you look out here, you'll see patches of sunlight coming through. Look at that frog. I do have attention deficit disorder. See that? Look at. Hey, look at. Hey, baby. Hey, buddy. What up? What up, dog? What up? Yeah. So, anyway, this is what this lawn's going to look like all day. As the sun, the earth's moving or whatever, and you're going to see all these patches, some sun, some shade all day long. So therefore, we're using the sun and shade mix. Okay? That makes sense to you? So now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to line this thing up, and I'm just going to go like a racetrack. I can always see where I'm going because if you watch carefully, you'll see obviously where it's tore up and where it isn't. So, now, how much seed goes in this thing? That's going to be the next thing we got to determine. Shut it right off the bat. Fill this hopper up. All right. So you don't want the seed to be pouring out of this thing, but just enough that it's constantly filling in those areas. So this would be a good test for us right here in this bare spot. And we can see how this thing's setting up. And then as I go, I'll just open this a little bit at a time so I figure out exactly where I want to be on this. So. notice on some of the lawns, what you'll see how sometimes you got to push that machine and other times it wants to take off running with you. And what that is when you hit humps. When you hit humps in the lawn, we have really good grass, those blades that are slicing grab that and catapult you ahead. Then you have other spots where the blades don't hit the grass, so you have little indentations, especially going uphill. Once you hit those areas, then you have to do the manual labor of pushing that thing forward because it's not hitting that spot. The blades aren't pulling you forward. You know what I mean? You got that dish right there. So thought I'd explain that to you. But look how easy it is to tell where he's been, where he hasn't. You guys watch close on this next one. You can actually see the seed dropping out in front, and then those blades just till that up and pound her in the ground. So. Okay, so now Cole's finished with this lawn. He's over on that one getting started. I'll show you a little something else that I do when I overseed these lawns. Now we've had a couple of real bad spots, which are like right here, especially right here. One of the handiest things that I've found, it's kind of neat. What I used to do in the old days, I do a little hand overseeding just on those big spots, okay? Like where it's pretty healthy up in the middle, all that, I don't monkey with it. It's overseeded, I'm comfortable with that. But where it was really bad here, I try to put a little extra on there. This is the old way of doing it, right? Nobody wants to do that anymore. Look at this gadget. I love this thing. You don't get to use it a ton, but it's great for what I'm doing right now, okay? So any of the bad spots that I want to load up on the seed and get it a little more, it's got a little output down here, a little dial. You can set it anywhere you want. To open it up, gives you, so you can throw more seed or less seed. Battery operated. Check this out. Look at this. Freaking love this thing. So what I'm going to do, these areas that are really bad, I'm going to overseed this myself a little bit, just to put some extra seed in there so that it comes up awesome. Little extra effort on the bad spots. Makes them come in a lot nicer. Again, you don't have to do this over the whole lawn, but over these bad spots, there's a lot of slits. You can see the slits in the lawn. A lot of the seeds just falling right down in them slits. This is right where I want it to be. Loaded up heavy. He'll have that lawn finished in no time. We'll be out of here down the road. Hope you learned something from this video today. The overseeders are generally used when you already have an existing lawn, okay? If this was all dirt, we would be doing this lawn all different. Right now, this is how you fix bad spots in the lawn, by just slit seeding, punching those holes in it, and getting the seed in afterwards. Otherwise, you'd be out here trying to rake that up with the dirt and a rake and put your seed in and cover it. Then when you come with the lawnmower, which you have to because you got to keep this growing. Otherwise, if you tried to do this area right here by hand, you rake this up, you seed it, what are you going to do? Keep mowing around this thing for, 2 months while you're waiting for the grass to come in? Sounds like you just hit something. Well, I guess I'm going to have to end this video. Go put this boot in that ass. Thanks for watching. Oh!